All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have probably the most logical Rockets trade I have seen all offseason. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I am currently, hold on, I'm not great at math. I'm 72 subscribers away from 5,000. I was really trying to hit it today, but I'm aiming for the end of July, so I really appreciate all the support, guys. This trade is with the New York Knicks, and it is basically their second round pick, number 32 in the draft on Thursday here, for Daniel House Jr. All right, so I love this trade. And as just for some reference, number 32 in the most recent mock draft I saw was Miles McBride. JT Thor right behind him, Josh Christopher right behind him, and Quentin Grimes right behind him. So this is, to me, what makes the most amount of sense, because what this kind of allows the Rockets to do is not only get rid of Daniel House Jr., who, I mean, let's face it, doesn't really have a purpose on this team anymore. So what this lets you do is, honestly, I would like if they were to actually draft Quentin Grimes with this draft pick, because I think it just makes the most amount of sense. You go out, you get Jalen Green with number 2. You go out, you try and get a big man, maybe even a small forward at 23 and 24, and then you can go out and get your backup point guard or just your backup guard in Quentin Grimes. Now, I really like Quentin Grimes. He actually worked out with the Utah Jazz last week. He was the American Athletic Conference Co-Player of the Year after averaging 18 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal and a half. So he became the first Cougar since 1993 to be named Conference Player of the Year, and he is 6'5", and I think at 32, hopefully he is still on the board, because I know a couple of teams are eyeing him. But Houston native, Houston guy, so I know this would be a fan favorite pick. I think it's just time to get rid of Daniel House. I think that's ultimately what this kind of comes down to. And I saw this on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and it just made a ton of sense. Daniel House last year battled injuries. Once again, 36 games played, not too good. 26 minutes, he averaged 8.8 points per game and about 3.7 rebounds. Now, on his career, nothing too crazy, just a fraction above it, 9.2 points per game and 3.8 rebounds per game. However, he is a career 36.5% three-point shooter, so he was solid for us from deep. However, it's just time, man. This was his third season here in Houston, and it's the last year of his contract. I think right now in a really deep draft is when you try and get as many assets as you can. And to me, this trade both ways, it makes a lot of sense. The Houston Rockets, you get an extra draft pick, which is barely in the second round. And if you're the New York Knicks, you get another bench piece. Daniel House is going to go to a contender. Daniel House should get traded to a contender. He can help out a contending team. Just because he couldn't help out the Rockets doesn't mean he can't help anybody out. Look at Ben McLemore. I mean, Daniel House, I feel bad for how much I kind of nagged on him or ripped on him all year, but it was so disappointing after how well he did in the bubble for us a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. So ever since then, it's just really been downhill. And with James Harden off this team, you got KJ Martin and Jayshawn Tate hopefully above of him in the rotation. Even if they're not ahead of him in the rotation, they should be. And trading away Daniel House will open up some more minutes. So that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Peace.